Her body found in a field. Murder suspects busted trying to cross the border into Mexico. The search for Amy Robinson ends in the worst possible way.
How many drinks make you legally drunk? The president pushes for stricter drunk driving controls.
I don't have any questions to answer.
Well, I have a lot of questions for you.
The I-Team's Becky Oliver confronts a diamond dealer who may be double-crossing his customers.
And a high-flying birthday celebration for the boy who never wanted to grow up.
Broadcasting live for Dallas and Fort Worth. This is Fox 4 News at 10.
Trust in God and watch over your children. Watch over yourself. Because this day and age right now, you can't trust nobody.
Candles and tears tonight. A family wonders how anyone could kill their Amy. Good evening. For 2 weeks, police searched for Amy Robinson.
But even before a body was found, investigators were already calling the case of the missing young woman murder. Then, all in a matter of hours this afternoon, Amy's body was found in a Fort Worth field. Police arrested 2 murder suspects as they tried to make their way to Mexico.
Fox 4's Razzuk starts our live coverage tonight from Arlington Police Headquarters. Marianne?
The search for 19-year-old Amy Robinson ended here in a secluded field on private property in East Fort Worth. Police say 2 suspects arrested for her alleged kidnapping and murder gave detectives detailed instructions on how to find her.
The victim appears to be fully clothed, appears to be wearing the exact clothing that was described to us that Amy Robinson was wearing at the point she was reported missing. The green bicycle, which was also described as her bicycle, is about 20-25 yards away from her.
Robinson was apparently last seen riding her bicycle to work at an Arlington Kroger store more than 2 weeks ago.
Was riding her bike by here about last week at the same time.
After an intensive search, police issued capital murder warrants for Robinson's former boyfriend, 23-year-old Robert Neville, and 18-year-old Michael Hall. Both previously worked with the young girl. They were arrested at the Mexican border several hours before the victim's body was found.
Both Neville and Hall were non-resistant. They didn't put up any kind of a fight. They did act nervous and perhaps a little scared, but they didn't resist at all.
At least they did one decent thing to let us know where she was.
Now, the 2 suspects in the Amy Robinson capital murder case will be brought back to Tarrant County first thing in the morning. Meanwhile, the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office will be working on a positive identification and will try to rule on the cause of death. Meanwhile, police will try to answer the question why somebody would want to hurt such a friendly, happy, and good-natured girl. Reporting live in Arlington, Marianne Razzuk, Fox 4 News.
The news for Amy's family and friends is devastating. Fox 4's Shaun Rabb is live outside the Kroger store where Amy worked and where she was going the day she disappeared. Shaun.
Clarice, the last time Amy Robinson was seen alive was just about a mile from here on Division Street. That was Sunday, the 15th day of April, about 15th day of February, rather, around 12:30, 12:45. Her birthday would be April 8th, a birthday Amy Robinson will not see.
And I'm going to miss coming home from work and not having her there to say I can. I'm going to really miss her so much.
Amy Robinson's family gathers in central Arlington, leaning on each other for strength, trying to understand why she had to die.
Because they premeditated it. They came in the store after she was dead, after they killed her. They came in the store happy as could be.
Since February 15th, the Kroger store where Amy worked and was headed to the Sunday she was snatched has been the center of search efforts.
Now that they found these 2 suspects, that justice will be done to them. Our hearts and our deepest sympathy go out to Amy's family, and we're all saddened by this loss of her.
Now, the family will say goodbye to Amy, but say they will not rest till they get justice.
One thing about the state of Texas, they still believe in, I don't know a whole lot about the Bible, but I think if you look in there somewhere it says an eye for an eye. I was born and raised in Texas, and I believe in God, and I believe that's what we're going to do.
The kettle is the eternal flame of Amy. Because I know right now she can rest in peace. She can rest in peace more when she knows that her killers, the people that decided to take her life, get their own life taken.
So a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions over the last 16 days for the family, the friends, the co-workers, those who held Amy Robinson close to their hearts. Tonight, all of those feelings of hope have been dashed with the sad news of her murder, and feelings have been replaced with anger. That's the sad story tonight in Arlington at the Kroger's on West Bowen. I'm Shaun Rabb, Fox 4 News.
A North Texas candle factory went up in flames late this afternoon. It happened in Decatur and Wise County. 70 people were inside that building when it caught fire. Everyone made it out, but one firefighter was treated for heat exhaustion. Investigators still have not yet pinpointed what the cause was.
Former Dallas School Superintendent Yvonne Gonzalez is spending her first night in federal prison. Gonzalez showed up one day early to the Bryan Federal Prison Camp near Bryan, Texas. She's serving a 15-month sentence for misapplying district funds. The 45-year-old pleaded guilty to using $16,000 of district money to buy personal furniture. Gonzalez was the first woman and the first Hispanic to lead the district. She says she regrets any pain she's caused and believes she was the target of a conspiracy. Jasmine Neboingu will not be let out of jail while her new attorney appeals her case. She's the former topless dancer who got caught with drugs in a motel room with Dallas cowboy Michael Irvin. Neboingu is serving a one-year sentence for violating her probation on that drug charge. Her attorney fought to get her out on bond, but Judge Manny Alvarez says Neboingu is a flight risk.
One of President Clinton's closest friends has finished day one of testifying before a federal grand jury.
I testified before the grand jury today. I answered all of their questions truthfully and completely to the best of my ability.
Vernon Jordan answered questions about an alleged affair between the president and former intern Monica Lewinsky. Jordan has said he helped Lewinsky find a job, but denies it was to keep her quiet. He is, though, keeping relatively quiet about the details of his testimony.
I have made a decision to continue my practice of not commenting in the premises. That being the case, maybe you stakeout people will give my neighbors and my neighborhood a little rest.
Jordan will testify again before that same grand jury on Thursday.
President Clinton is throwing his support behind a national effort to toughen drunk driving standards by lowering the limit at which a person is considered drunk. Fox 4's Richard Ray joins us live with more on what could mean for social drinkers. Hi, Rich.
Hi, Clarice. The proposal is to move the legal limit on blood alcohol content down, generally from 0.10 to 0.08. Only 15 states have so far adopted those tougher standards, and Texas is not one of them. President Clinton signed an order making 0.08 the new legal limit on all federal land.
Thank you. Lowering the legal limit to 0.08 will not prevent adults from enjoying alcoholic beverage, but lowering the limit will make responsible Americans take even greater care when they drink alcohol in any amounts if they intend to drive.
Nationwide, drunk drivers are involved in nearly half of all traffic fatalities. Tammy Kane's daughter, Tiffany, was killed in a September 1997 crash.
They have so many drunk drivers. There's more people dying from drunk drivers than there are from AIDS. I mean, it's horrible.
Tammy spent this day in a Dallas courtroom. The drunk driver in her daughter's accident pleaded guilty to intoxication manslaughter, and the jury begins deliberations Wednesday on a sentence.
0.08's been introduced several times in Texas.
Also in court, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, which has lobbied hard for the lower limit, and so have police. Lieutenant John Branton says 3 drinks in an hour will get the average-sized woman to the limit, 4 drinks in an hour for a man.
Our own testing in our field sobriety techniques school, where we actually dose volunteers with alcoholic beverage, and also the medical data we've seen indicates that a person is significantly impaired at 0.08 blood alcohol level and should not be driving.
On the other side of the issue, the restaurant industry.
The best thing that we can do right now is to focus on truly drunk drivers. And this .08 legislation will do nothing but arrest social drinkers, and it has been proven in every state where it's tried to have no impact at all.
Wrong, says California, which changed its limit to .08 in 1990.
Every year we see a steady decrease in the number of deaths related to alcohol-involved traffic collisions on our highways and our county roads.
Between 3 and 4 drinks within an hour's period. For most social drinkers, that's rather high. So it really doesn't affect the social drinker.
Texas and 34 other states currently have the higher legal limits, and there's an effort in Washington now to compel them to move down to .08. If they don't, they could lose a portion of their federal transportation money. In Dallas, I'm Richard Ray, Fox 4 News.
If you're going to take the tollway, you better pay. Details of a crackdown coming up on Fox 4 News.
Is Microsoft a monopoly? The richest man in America has some explaining to do.
And it's the I-Team Undercover. Becky Oliver exposes diamond deals. Some say too good to be true.
I'm meteorologist Tim Heller. Clear and cool in North Texas tonight, but by morning the clouds will be back, followed by some rain. Your 4-1 forecast is coming up.
This is Mike Ducey. Later on Fox 4 Sports, the Mustangs in Vegas, the Mavericks in Minnesota, and Casey Martin in Austin. You'll hear from him later on Fox.
On the next show, Keenan's got a lot of flavor with the best of the best. Keenan's Audience Talent Showcase Final. Plus, Just Shoot Me's Wendy Malick. From U.S. Marshals, Joe Pantoliano, and rappers Jermaine Dupri and DeBrat. Looking for a show with appeal? Try Keenan.
Tonight at 10:35 on Fox 4.
Were you and Mr. Hunter ever lovers?
He raped me.
This trial will rip their lives apart.
We, the jury, find for the...
An all-new 90210. Then you'll find out.
What if those test results come back and they say that the cancer is still there?
Will Charlie live or die? Party of 5.
Wednesday, starting at 7 on Fox 4.
Dude here.
The dude's been hired to deliver $1 million ransom.
Your life is in your hands, dude.
And now he's lost it.
You got any leads?
Leads. Jeff Bridges.
Life goes on, man.
Ow! John Goodman.
Has the whole world gone crazy?
Julianne Moore, from the creators of Fargo.
Where's the money, Lebowski?
The Big Lebowski.
It's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
Rated R. Opens Friday at theaters everywhere.
It's a family sedan with a whole new attitude. Taurus SE, with more equipment than ever before. Automatic V6, remote keyless entry with anti-theft for starters. Plus now, a sport package with fog lamp, spoiler, and a 200 horsepower Duratec at no extra charge. Add it up, and it's less money. And now top it off with 2.9 financing for up to 48 months or $750 cash. Taurus SE, new attitude, more equipment, less money. Just see your Texas Ford dealer today.
Bob, you're restocking housewares. Surely you're on register 8, you in the yellow. You know what to do.
We're rolling back prices all over the store to save you even more. Always low prices, always Walmart.
You are watching Fox 4 News with Clarice Tinsley, Steve Eager, Tim Heller, and Mike Ducey.
If you're ever tempted to think about getting on the tollway without paying, beware.
The North Dallas Tollway Authority says it is now cracking down on traffic outlaws. 4 million people a year roar through the Dallas North Tollway without paying their tolls. To recoup the costs, state police and cameras are now keeping track of violators. If you opt to speed through the booth without paying your toll, be prepared to get a letter in the mail asking you to pay up.
That asks for $10 to cover the toll and the administrative costs of collecting the toll from you.
Now, if you get one of those letters, you'll have to have 35 days to pay that fine. Those who blow that chance could find themselves in court paying a $250 fine.
Heads up, if you're heading to DFW Airport to fly Northwest, AirTran, United, or Air Canada, those airlines are no longer in Terminal 2W. American Airlines hopes to move 9 new gates into that terminal by the end of the year. Much of the construction is also going to create paths to move people and baggage to and from American's current 2E and 3E terminals. Still, there are a lot of passengers who aren't happy about the changes.
I just came up here to check in, and nobody's here. Well, I guess I'll have to go over there then. I'll have to change my parking place and everything.
I got about 25 minutes to find out where I'm supposed to go and how to get there.
AirTran, formerly ValueJet, will begin flying out of 4E by Thursday morning. United and Air Canada will move to the north end of 2W by March the 10th. Signs of the changes are posted, but your safest bet is to get to the airport early.
Southwest Airlines could be facing a $90,000 fine from the FAA. Federal aviation inspectors say the Dallas-based airline violated several hazardous materials regulations. They say shipment of ammonium hydroxide was on a Southwest flight last May from Los Angeles to Albuquerque, but the freight bill described the shipment as machine parts. The airline says it is now checking out those allegations.
Microsoft Chairman Bill Gates defends his company to a Senate Judiciary panel.
There is competition here.
The Justice Department claims Microsoft is trying to monopolize access to the Internet with its Explorer program. Gates denies the claims, but rivals say Microsoft already has a monopoly on the computer business.
Can I ask the audience one question? And get in this audience, raise your hands. All right. How many of you use a PC without Microsoft's operating system? Gentlemen, that's a monopoly.
Microsoft's rivals want the company under control, but they oppose any new regulations on the software business.
Up next, Fox 4 Undercover. The I-Team's Becky Oliver goes after a double-crossing diamond dealer who sometimes doesn't deliver as promised.
Tomorrow on I Challenge Ellen, the amazing Ellen Wong takes on Civil War musketeers. Will he pack a pistol faster, or will it all blow up in his face? Tomorrow on I Challenge Ellen.
I mean, I wanted to die.
Redux was your savior.
I was treated like a freak.
Fen changed your life.
I will not be fat again. I will kill myself first.
Then the feds pulled them, and your weight gain terror has begun again.
You feel like there's no way out.
Watch John Hammerly's Diet Desperation. There is new hope. Tomorrow, starting at 9 on Fox 4 News.
A few years ago, Matthew was diagnosed with a severe curvature of the spine called scoliosis. So the surgeons at Scottish Rite Hospital for Children treated him with a revolutionary spinal implant system they developed. So the only time he needs something like this is at times like this. Texas Scottish Rite Hospital for Children. There's no place else quite like it.
Are you with me? All right, let's go get him. Come on, guys. All right, let's hit the hardwood. Come on. Let's take the floor. All right.
No one can walk away from Colonel Sanders' original recipe chicken. It's irresistible. Now get a leg and a thigh with mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit for just $2.99. $2.99.
I'm begging you now. Is that an extra drumstick?
March Madness. Isn't it time for some really good chicken?
For over a century, the Combs family has ranched in West Texas. For 17 years, Susan Combs has run her family's cattle operation. Now, she's running for Agriculture Commissioner, the only candidate who makes a living from agriculture. Susan Combs is endorsed by major papers and every major farm and ranch group. A former prosecutor, Susan served in the legislature, helped pass Governor Bush's conservative agenda, and wrote Texas's private property rights law. Republican Susan Combs for Agriculture Commissioner. She'll stand tall for Texas.
You are watching Fox 4 News.
Well, imagine investing tens of thousands of dollars only to find out you will not be getting back a dime.
It happened to people from coast to coast after meeting with a Dallas diamond broker.
Tonight, Becky Oliver takes us into the world of diamond dealings in her undercover investigation. Becky?
Well, Brian Taylor has operated in the Metroplex for more than 20 years. He has a lengthy civil and criminal record, but he doesn't seem to have any problems attracting new customers. We decided to take him up on one of his offers to find out if it would turn into a diamond double cross.
This is really a nice stone, not a perfect diamond.
Brian Taylor is trying to sell us a diamond. He advertises stones in the paper for far, far, far below retail, and he promises a money-back guarantee.
If you're not satisfied, you don't pay us, that's all. You got $20 into us right now.
We bought a diamond ring from Taylor. Our appraiser told us it wasn't a bad deal, but certainly not the great deal he'd promised. And the diamond was cracked when it was set. So we returned it.
I think I have to return the ring. My husband didn't like it.
Taylor wasn't in, so our producer talked to him on the phone. He told her there'd be no immediate refund. He needed 30 days to sell the ring, but he promised to split any profit he made on the sale.
And if there's a profit, we'll split the profit. Otherwise, I'll at least get my $1,500 back.
We waited until day 27, then gave Taylor another call. He didn't have the money. He said we'd have to wait until the agreed 30 days. But when that day came, Taylor again said he didn't have our money.
I don't care how you sell it, because obviously all I'm concerned about is the money. I just see you had said 30 days I get my money back, and I don't have it in 30 days.
Taylor says his money is tied up in another account. He needs more time to finalize a deal he's working on.
With promises, promises, promises over the phone.
Betty Ehrman is all too familiar with the delay tactics. She invested more than $20,000 in Taylor's diamond business, but when she wanted the money back, she says all she got was excuses.
It took about 2 years later for us to find out that it really was a scam. There were no uncut diamonds, and that we had been taken.
Ehrman did eventually get some money back, but thousands were gone for good. For Jim and Sue Skeen, it was their life savings, more than $100,000.
We received a telegram from him, and the telegram said, I'm going to pay you, and you should receive your first payment in a day or two, and nothing ever came.
The Skeens took Taylor to court, but he never showed up. The judge awarded them $174,000 in a default judgment last year, but they haven't collected a dime. We decided it was time to ask Taylor some questions. Hi, I'm a news reporter with Channel 4. My name is Becky Oliver. How you doing?
What about it? Hi.
And a couple of questions for you. Just want to talk to you a little bit about your diamond business. Do you mind answering a few questions?
I don't have any questions to answer.
Well, I have a lot of questions for you. Why don't I try
Well, I got to get going. Thank you.
A couple. Well, I have some questions about a lot of people who are very concerned about, they're saying that you have swindled them out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did you remember a girl named Jennifer that you've been dealing with here for the last month or so?
No, I don't.
You don't remember Jennifer? That
we mailed her a check today.
Today you mailed it, so she should be getting it tomorrow.
I would say by Saturday.
$1,500 that you owed her?
$1,200.
No, $1,500 is what you owed Jennifer.
Well,
She's been waiting for her money.
Thank you.
Taylor never mailed our producer a check, but the day we confronted him, coincidentally, he credited all $1,500 to her Visa card account.
My feeling is he should be taken off the streets and put in jail for the rest of his life.
With so many people suing Taylor, we wondered what law enforcement is doing about him. Assistant District Attorney Luke Madole says there is a greater burden of proof with criminal cases than with civil suits, and the DA's office doesn't have the time or money to investigate consumer fraud. Still, he doesn't rule out the possibility of a future case.
Someone that walks up and robs you with a gun versus someone that walks up and robs you with words, I mean, no, we'd just as soon prosecute both of them.
Sue Skeen says she's learned a valuable and expensive lesson about trust and the kind of person she is.
That I'm a giver. He violated the goodness of me, and that hurts a whole lot.
Now, just yesterday, another victim was awarded a civil judgment against Taylor. This time it was for almost $20,000, and once again, Taylor didn't show up in court. Becky Oliver, Fox 4 News.
Mostly sunny skies here in North Texas for most of the day until late this afternoon when the bank of low clouds moved overhead and kind of blocked the view of the sun. At least it did for a while. Now watch the time lapse here with the low clouds rolling toward the camera. Watch what happens out in the western sky. The sun sets, and while the sun is setting, these low clouds have been moving out of the picture here. In fact, now tonight we are back to mostly clear conditions. A beautiful sight earlier this evening out to the west. With this sunshine today, we did manage to reach a high temperature of 60 degrees, which is just a little shy of the normal mark for this time of the year. Early this morning, it was down to 33. Here are your records for today. Weather and your health tonight, the pollen count low, a little bit of oak and elm in that count. Mold count low today. Air quality good, and our Ray-Ban UV monitor registering 5.2, and that is considered a moderate amount of UV in the sky today. Watch for those numbers to climb here towards summer. Clear skies across North Texas, but if you watch this little band of thick cloud cover move overhead, those are the clouds that we just showed you on the time-lapse. Also watch what's happening down in South Texas. Some persistent low clouds here and even a few showers, something that will move into the northern part of the state during the day tomorrow and could actually produce a little bit of thunder, especially east of us into East Texas. Tonight, elsewhere across the country, they're getting some snow out through the Rockies, northern and central Rockies, a little bit of rain and snow mixed in the Pacific Northwest, and still more snow. Does this look familiar? In fact, it looks pretty much like the map we had on Monday with snow scattered throughout the Midwest. Nobody really getting anything heavy. In fact, some of it's not even hitting the ground or sticking to the ground, but still some persistent pockets of snow tonight from the Great Lakes all the way south here into parts of the Tennessee Valley and off into New England as well. The storm system that's sitting out over the Rockies will slide this way the next 24 hours, and at the same time, our high pressure with the dry air moves out and allows those southerly winds to pull in the moisture, and that moisture brings back the cloud cover tomorrow and even some showers, although, as you see here, most of that rain is actually east of us. That's also where the thunder will be as well. Temperature-wise, though, we start to warm it back up. I expect a high tomorrow back up to around 70 degrees with a warm front pushing overhead. Meanwhile, the cold air is still pooled off to the north of us. Very cold, as a matter of fact, up here. Some of that will slide our way here by the end of the week. Temperatures tonight are back in the mid-40s to the low 50s, 51 in Dallas, 48 in Fort Worth, and 46 in Denton. DFW is 48 degrees, mostly clear sky, light south-southeasterly wind at 8. Humidity coming up a little bit at 58%. I think more humidity overnight, which means more cloud cover. 48 degrees for your overnight low. South winds at 10 to 20. Tomorrow, look for a high temperature back up to near 70 degrees. It looks like we'll have sun mainly west of the Metroplex. Showers mainly east. We could have a